Do you want to know what the most powerful tool is that you can work with to transform your life, change your perception of yourself, and really deepen the love that you have for yourself? Because that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Hey everybody, I'm Amelia Rebecca, and on this channel we talk about embodying your confidence, reclaiming your beauty, owning your power. I also share some witchy tips and so much more. All right, so let's get into it. Now, let's talk about some symbolic meanings of the mirror. It represents truth, it reflects light. In psychology, it is the threshold between the unconscious and the conscious mind. It's also something that can be used for mystical purposes like eye gazing and scrying. And as somebody who has worked in the beauty industry for a very long time and has had to rely on the mirror for my job at the time and the way that I related to my clients and the way that I related to myself, was that it was a reflection of beauty, but what truth around beauty do you want to see? Because I really believe that beauty goes much beyond the surface of the mirror. So when you work with it as an empowering tool, do not underestimate how powerful, truly powerful and magical and mystical it really is. Now, for the purpose of this video, we're going to be talking about how to really transform your life and the way that you see yourself through the use of the mirror. And if you're familiar with Louise Hay, she is like the OG of affirmations and mirror work. And I've played around with using affirmations and mirror work together for a while, but it wasn't until a couple months ago that I really decided to commit to her process, which was a 21-day period of doing affirmations in the mirror every single day. And she has a book on it, which I think is totally great if you're just getting started with this process. But yeah, you like start off with these affirmations that build on each other, that explore different topics. And it starts off day one by saying, I love you to yourself in the mirror. And depending on where you're at, saying I love you as you're looking yourself in the eye through the mirror could either feel really amazing or it could feel really cringy. But I think that if they are uncomfortable feelings that are coming up for you, this is such a great opportunity to really just examine your relationship with yourself, because the mirror doesn't lie. It's telling you exactly what you're believing about yourself. So if you're experiencing some discomfort around something that you're repeating to yourself as you're looking at yourself, really pay attention to that. So when I was going through this particular process more recently, I had no problem saying I love you to myself. So there was this desire to kind of tell myself, I can just skip around. I don't need to do these 21 days. I'm just gonna go to the pages that talk about the topics that I know that I struggle with. But I talked myself out of it. I was like, no, I'm committing to this process and I just wanna see what comes up for me. So I stuck through it. I did each of the 21 days as she talks about them. And I noticed that there were some things that were coming up that I did not feel comfortable repeating to myself. And one of them, for example, was telling myself that I'm perfect. That was a really hard thing for me to accept as truth. It did not feel good in my body. It didn't feel true. I felt my stomach contract. My eyes were sort of shifting away. But I thought that this was really important to witness because, like I said, the mirror does not lie. So I was like, wow, okay, that's showing me that that is something that I don't believe about myself, but I would like to believe it about myself. So I just kept repeating it over and over again. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to repeat it until I do believe it. And guess what? Now I do. And through that experience, I realized how important it was for me to bring my body into the practice. So as I continued through these 21 days, I made sure that before I got started, I would plant my feet on the ground, I would take a few deep breaths, and I would start with the affirmation. And I would really check in with my body and notice where I would feel good, what sensations I was feeling. If it did feel cringy, what did that feel like? Was it a contraction in my stomach? Was it wanting to just eject from my body and not be present? Was it, what was coming up? And I just took a little bit more time to really sit with those things that did feel uncomfortable. A lot of tears would come and flow, but as I continued through these 21 days, I went even beyond that, and I started to just have these dialogues with myself, and it was so revealing to what is true for me, what's not true, where I can work on things. And once you get through this period, where I do think it's really important to start with these conceptual things about yourself. I love you, I'm worthy, I know that I'm always taken care of, I'm safe, my inner child is well cared for. These very basic foundational affirmations that I think are really important, like prosperity is always flowing to me, abundance is available to me always, I'm safe, I'm taken care of, I'm supported, I'm loved, I have great relationships around me, all these things that we all need. They're very basic needs that are super important, but I think going through this initial phase of really getting solid in those is so powerful, but then you get to play. I mean, this is where I feel really passionate. Like, I think it's important to get the foundational stuff out of the way so that you can play. Going on a spiritual journey or like a personal development journey is not just about healing wounds. Like, that's so boring. Like, let's heal that shit and move on so that we can really live our lives and enjoy it and create the desires that we really want. So once you've gotten really solid in the foundational stuff, then you can introduce things like how you want to see yourself. What kind of beauty do you want to show to the world? What desires do you want to create? Do you want to create $1 million? Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you have $1 million until you feel it in your body and you can look into your eyes and know that it's true. If you want a beautiful relationship, a loving partner, a successful business, whatever you want, whatever your heart can desire and whatever your mind can imagine is completely available to you, and you can use a mirror as a very powerful tool to call that in and make that happen for yourself. And going back to the point that I was making about healing your wounds, I know I said it was boring, but it's not really. If you're somebody like me, I love knowing things about myself. I like self-discovery. I like going deep into the depths of myself and my inner world and understand my inner workings. And I think the mirror is such a powerful tool for that as well. So if you are somebody that wants to understand where your narratives come from, or another way that I like to use it for like deeper healing is for body image stuff. I mean, come on. It's like we're taught how much beauty or how much our value is tied to our beauty, which I think is total bullshit, but it's still present. We're all affected by it. But instead of like looking to external things for validation, look at your body in the mirror and stay with the pieces that feel really hard to love. There is nothing more powerful and transformative than sitting with yourself and being able to like tolerate the discomfort in looking at yourself. Like, something that I actually want to do next is go through another 21-day process and do it without all my clothes off, because I think that would just help me, even though I've already done a lot of work on accepting my body and loving my body, I think going to that level will be incredibly powerful and transformative. So I don't know. I just think it's such a powerful tool for taking your power back in all kinds of ways, from your old wounds that you want to heal, from like narratives that are ingrained from other people, to creating all of your desires and manifesting the shit that you want in your life. It is insanely powerful. So I suggest looking in the mirror, whether you've got a full length mirror, whether you want to get a cute little handheld mirror, like I'm pretty sure Louise Hay had a heart-shaped one that she like carried around with her everywhere. Use it, make magic happen, and create the life that you really want. All right, so that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you have any experiences with mirror work that you'd like to share or any tips that you'd like to add, please leave those in the comments below. And remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.